So listen now, children. Once over time, we have these things. Wait, it is not my website. One second. Today's date is
20th of July 2006.
20th of July, 2006.
2026.
2026, yes. Correction. Today's date is 20th of July, 20th of July, 2026. Time now is 1:07 p.m. So before,
Now it is okay if I read it.
yes, that's perfect. Before we had houses, okay, basically, let me just start. Let me be truthful. So, in the 1700s, UK settlers come from the urban rural areas to settle in the UK as a kingdom. 1700s, that's 16. But you know, the housing standard in the UK has not improved ever since then because everyone come from rural area and build their own house. You know, they start from hostels to the standard process. Like if you're renting a hostel, a home, a house, a home, a compound, a complex, and ecosystem. No, you can't do that. Doesn't work like that. Did I just remember? Okay, so in 700, that's not remember. That's not history. That's not I remember. So you have people that come from to urban cities to work and they build their own houses. They build their own terrace houses. Now, UK system has not changed. It's not changed since the 700s, 1700s. Because people are still doing the same process, but they build the same terraced or detached housing. Because terrace houses for the people that join houses or detached houses if they want to build detached housing, which is like a housing that's detached from literally the word detached, but in the city. So, what is MMUCO Orion? Vivian, I want you to understand this concept very well. MMUCO Orion is N for Mike, spelled N for Mike, E for Umbrella, C for Charlie, O for Oscar. Orion. It's named after Orion the Hunter, the star constellation. And MMUCO Orion represents literally a housing settlement mapped like a pyramid of Giza to Orion's belt. To Orion, the star constellation. You can ask me why. I'll give you this answer. What if operating system was physical? So it was mapped because I noticed the stars drift. They drift, and they still remain the same star. Star clusters still move again together, because when you're in orbit. So take Orion for example. You take a rocket. If you take a rocket and you go to the moon, you have to go through Orion's belt. So you have to cut through from the Earth to Orion's belt, and you get pulled by you thrust up, and you get into the moon's orbit, and that's where Orion's belt lies. And then when you come from the far side of the moon, which is basically the black side of the moon, the far side of the moon, you come in and you turn off your engine, and the Earth's gravity pulls you down. That's science. You know that. So that's physics. That's like a science. So yeah. So that's what I'm saying, because if you're basically could go phases of the departure and the return to and from the Earth. So the Orion's belt is literally the system constellation targeting you from Orion to the Earth itself, and back in that kind of constellation or kind of celestial orbit when you're orbiting the moon and the Earth, because that's where the belt is located. That's Orion's belt. Now you get Orion's head, Orion the Hunter. He's got an arrow. He's got an arrow. What's he got? Look at some kind of a what's it? Something he's doing this in it. All this, I don't know. All this, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So the whole idea is basically to have an interconnection, because electromagnetic frequencies lie in this because there's kind of friction. There's no friction there, but there's connection signal. So if you know the signal in kind of the system, So signal means like you can get a boomerang. My hypothesis is like you can get an instant connection if you're lying to Ryan's, but you will never lose connection unless it gets hacked or taken away because it's aligned. It's mathematically equivalent to the constellation, which preserves the identity of the house settlement, the dwellings I'm building on the floor because it maps to respect the geometric constellation, in this partial way. That's my hypothesis. So I've seen it before. It's the pyramid of Giza. What's the other one? The Sphinx. They're aligned to the stars.
I don't know.
And this is why I'm thinking. This is why I'm doing it. So that's the first thing they do. The operating system does. Now, the second thing my operating system does is to make sure food, breathing, living, and working. Breathing, and living are preserved, and working. Breathing is never optional. Like breathing spaces, garden, tennis. Living is never optional. Like living life, enjoying life. Living your best life. What are those are like enjoyment. Like living. Breathing, living. Breathing involves leisure. Living involves activity, and working is optional. Only work may be optional, and that's the three nodes of the network. So, breathing, living, and working are three essentials. Breathing without living is suffering. Living without breathing is still suffering. So, this is mitigates suffering. In that kind of aspect, with that kind of system. But say our computers, this computer I'm speaking to you through is physical. It's physical. It's physical, but digital device. It's physical. It's material. It's material. It's material. But the operating system is not. So the operating system is like a lot of code. But it used to manage the computer's memory, the computer's input and output, computer viruses. If they're gonna have any viruses, gonna get rid of viruses, malware protection. But the computer has a kernel, and the kernel is literally the idea. The idea I'm building is a dwelling settlement where you have always internet connection. One, two, you always have food, water, and shelter in front of the housing, and three, security, design, security and defense, security and welfare, and security design and technology. But eventually Orion, it's gonna look like Orion settlement. It's gonna look like Orion's. They're gonna be mapped to Orion. It's gonna be like so basically the floor plan will be mapped to Orion. It will look like Orion, whatever is this kind of symbol. Uh, this kind of a system, know how it looks. Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah.
Looks like that. Looks like this. Oh, yeah, one second. Yeah, that. Yeah. So it's like this. It's like I don't know what's holding, but that's what it looks like. Yeah. So because the MMUCO Orion is Orion's belt, it's constellation. Gonna have dwelling, gonna have food and shelter. When you power it on, it's gonna give you. You're gonna make sure that you don't pay for anything. Uber Eats, Deliveroo. You're gonna still pay for it. Yeah, it's gonna be free of charge. It's gonna be zero from your bank account. It's gonna be utopia. That's my utopia, basically. It's gonna be free of charge. Anything. Yeah, work. Nice idea. So it's gonna be essentials free of charge, but you're gonna still pay for it because the service operative is gonna come through the what's sustainable because it's gonna be sustainable to inhabit. That was the first idea, but first idea is but it's compound. It's a compound. So I'm gonna have 6 houses there. There's three. I don't know, three. Six houses. You're gonna have this is gonna have 1 to 6 houses. I don't count. You're gonna have 6 houses. It's gonna have because there are many nodes. It's gonna have 6 houses, but it's gonna look like a Orion. So that's a vision. You get the idea now. So it's an operating system. We can have food, water, and shelter free of charge. You're gonna have gardens. You're gonna have all the things. Gonna be a compound. You're gonna have duplexes in there, which are big houses. That two-story building houses. That are bigger duplexes. You're gonna have them there. We're gonna have them built to respect human rights values. ensure the safety tenancy agreement. But, like the Care Act 2014, which is my right to housing, or so this is basically what if operating system were physical or material, physical and material, so you can touch them. Physical means you exist in the physical world. Material means you can interact with them via like booking for Uber or some booking deliver Uber Eats into the Orion OS. Next after that, I'll build MMUCO Andromeda for you.
Build what?
MMUCO Andromeda.
What's that? Andromeda?
Yeah. You get it now?
Yeah.
So just gonna get Andromeda OS, get MMUCO OS. Because that's another stack. Wait, should put a MMUCO we're in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
But it's Andromeda so that's the idea, that's MMUCO OS on NutShell.